my friends. This is No Sick Days, a weekly podcast hosted by a therapist and a gynecologist, both moms navigating the messy and the meaningful. At No Sick Days, we bring insights, honesty, conversations about mental health, hormones, motherhood, and everything your group chat can't quite cover. We're smart, relatable, a little irreverent, and always real. Because when you're holding it all together, there are no sick days. Meet your hosts, Dana Lewison and Roshni Patel. Good morning, everybody. I am Dr. Patel. I go by Roshni. I'm a board certified gynecologist and a mom, and I talk about everything. And I love it. I talk about hormones, vaginas, and everything else. And I am on a mission to make women's health less awkward, less confusing, and way more empowering. And meet my co-host, Dana.
Hello, everyone. I am Dana Lewison. I am a women's health therapist. I too talk about everything. Believe it or not, in mental health, we also talk about hormones and vaginas, but we also talk about anxiety and identity and the invisible load that we all carry and burnout and real talk about midlife. And I think that's what brings us together, right?
I couldn't have said it any better. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about burnout. And what we really want to dive into is this question of, is this burnout or is this normal? Because modern women are barely functioning, and we all feel like this exhaustion and this overwhelm is normal and also like a part of a personal failure. And frankly, I don't know about you, Dana, but I'm tired. I'm tired all the time. I'm tired because I feel like I have 3 full-time jobs.
Yes. Well, and that's what I was going to say. I love our title. Is it burnout or is it normal? Because, yes, it's normal, but should it be? And I think that's what we need to address, that we are, as moms, we are all feeling it. And so, I tell my clients all the time, it's normal. It's normal to feel burned out, but we all need to collectively work together to stop that, because we shouldn't have to feel burned out. We can make changes to not be feeling that way. But we are, as women, certainly in society is part of that, setting it up that way, but we are taking on, and I myself included, right? And you and I have spoken about this, we take on way too much.
And then that's the other idea just popped into my head. Is it normal or is it common? Because like those are kind of different, right?
Fair.
And when that just like gets me thinking even more like, because it's common, because we, high achieving, ambitious women who also happen to be moms, we're all feeling similarly. Does it make it okay? Like, are we all just going to accept this? I don't know. I'm tired of accepting it.
Absolutely. I think you're right. That's a better way to put it. And I'm actually going to change the way I validate feelings because of that. Thank you. But it's true. Absolutely, that it is common. It is what is expected. I think that's it, right? It's what is expected of us. And yes, there is a piece that certainly partners, society, community puts on women, but there's also a piece, I believe, that women put on themselves, right? Like, I'm going to come home and make dinner, get the house in order, or, easy example, when there's a birthday party coming up, I don't know about in your home, but in my home, okay, well, mom's going to go pick up the gifts, pick up the presents, wrap the presents. And at no fault of my husband's, if I was like, hey, go do this. Yeah. But it's the, hey, go do this part, right?
Yeah.
That women have, I've heard it so time and time again with my clients. Well, if I ask him to do it, he'll do it. That's not the point, right? We carry this cognitive load of, I know it has to be done. So either I ask someone to do it or I have to do it myself, versus partners aren't always picking up responsibility and just doing it on their own without, being asked.
I love the birthday party example because that just touches on so many points. And it's funny because for a while, what I was doing is I was just giving every kid like a Target gift card, because I just thought it was an easier, simpler, more elegant solution. And I would show up to these birthday parties. Another part of being the default parent is I'm the one taking the kid there, right? And these other kids and moms are showing up with these beautiful wrapped gifts and bags and tissue paper. And my kid never said anything because she's just there to have a good time and have pizza. But I'm like, oh, am I not like doing enough? Because these are other like, busy moms. And that little voice, like you said, we put it on ourselves, like that little voice gets a little bit louder. So then for a while, I switched to getting actual gifts. Now I've gone back to gift cards because you know what? It means that I get a little bit more time back to myself. And my husband is a great partner, but there are times when he's like, oh, what birthday party? Where is it? And I'm like, I wrote it down. It's in the paper calendar. It's in the Google Calendar. We could buy every other calendar app, bit of technology. And still, these roles exist. So I'm totally with you. Like there's a system here. We're also players in that system. Like we can flip the script. Like we can look at it differently. We can change it up.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other piece of those gift cards being the parent on the receiving end. And also, I just want to add this as well. We're not trying to generalize here, right? I mean, yes, there are some wonderful parents, partners who are doing it all also and don't identify as women, and that's fine. But this podcast right now, at this moment, is for the moms who identify as women who are feeling completely drained. And that's what this moment is for. And as a mom who is throwing my kid a birthday party, when you come with that gift, and let's say it's something we already own, or we get 3 of the same thing, and now I have to figure out how to either return or am I going to re-gift it? Sorry. What am I going to do with that? That's now more work that I can do because my husband isn't going to be like, oh, we got 2 of the same Lego set. Oh, gee, what should I do with it? That's right. That's not going to be part of the conversation. So those gift cards, fabulous. I actually think great, everyone.
And that's also why I was doing them because I was like, as a parent, then I can decide. And like, who doesn't love Target? Oh my God. Separate from like their politics, which is a conversation for another time. Maybe it's a Costco gift card. Maybe it's a Starbucks gift card. Maybe it's a gift for the parents.
I'm not even kidding. My son got a Dunkin' Donuts gift card one year. And at first I was like, and then I was like, wait a minute. This is amazing. This is genius. Yes. Who doesn't love Dunkin'? We're going to go. You're going to get a donut and mom's going to get a whatever coffee because it's coffee to keep going.
It cuts both ways. I'm going back to the gift card thing. I'm not letting that little negative Nancy in my brain have any more time on the mic because that is a system, like that's a change that I found in my life that really helps to deal with like the system or whatever the circumstances around us. And then like speaking more to this system, like I don't know if dads or partners or boyfriends or whatever, if they even like it themselves. Like my husband one time said to me, like, cause I buy all the kids' clothes. He's like, I want to be involved in buying their clothes and like pick out 2 outfits and like I want that. I like that. And I'm like, okay, go for it. It has yet to happen, but he took the first step and I got to give him credit where, I encourage him. So I forgot where my brain, she's ahead of me and my mouth is catching up.
Again, why we're here.
That'll happen a lot on this podcast, folks.
Yeah. But I guarantee you can tell me all the things you still have to do later today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If your brain jumps, it's because you have other things going on right now of where you have to be later today.
And this is so funny. Like we're sitting here today in 2025 having this conversation. I know for my mom, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago, this was also happening in a different way. There was no cell phones, but she has this joke of when we were kids, she called it mom's taxi. Now I grew up with a stay-at-home mom, different dynamic. But she was mom's taxi. Our trunk always had gym equipment and somebody's cleats, and there were chips in the front seat because we're 3 siblings. She was like, everyone had activities and she's running around, but she knew who had to be where at what time. And this is pre-Google Maps, pre-MapQuest. I don't know how this woman did it. No ChatGPT, which by the way, ChatGPT is a woman if anyone has doubts. ChatGPT, Alexa, Siri, these are all ladies secretly running the world.
Thousand that they're just helping us. The moms, they're helping us. Yes.
So like the system of burnout has existed like through time, through other generations. I feel like it's getting a little worse because there's more like distractions and informations, and we're just getting hit all the time. So maybe it's harder to digest.
I think social media, right? I mean, I work with new moms all the time. And something that keeps coming up is these new moms who are feeling terrible about, I'm not doing enough, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not enjoying every minute with a 2-month-old.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And maybe I can say this. I mean, I said it then too, but therapist here. So I don't care about being honest. But now, certainly being out of it is, number one, is difficult. Number two, your hormones are a mess. So I just like cried all the time. And number three, it's boring. It is boring. What are you going to do? Have a full blown conversation, one-sided conversation with this little thing that just wants to eat and poop and sleep and cry and not really, there's no communication. But so when I ask, I mean, there was one time I was like, where are you getting this information from of what you should be? And I hate the word should so much. My clients all know, right? They always say, oh, Dana, I know, I can't say should. So I'm like, where are you getting this from? Oh, on TikTok. What? Why are we taking parenting advice from TikTok? Your child is healthy. Your child is alive. Are you feeling good? No. Okay. So that's where you can own it, right? But these shoulds, these should be doing this. I should be doing that. That's all this mom guilt. We don't need it. You could be doing that, but if it doesn't feel good and it doesn't suit you, let it go.
I love that you're mom guilt. Where is the dad guilt? Like, what does that even look like?
That's a great question. I'd ask ChatGPT, but she doesn't.
But it's so funny because dads, until we get them in this system, like I don't know, in a different system, like it's not going to change. Like dad guilt doesn't exist because they're not expected.
They don't have boobs.
I mean, some moms,
boobs. You're not nursing at 2 a.m. You're not up all night. I mean, I think, and look, I have 2 kids, and one of them I was able to nurse and one I wasn't. And I have a very hands-on husband, so I'm, no shame at all. But the amount of hands-on split down the middle task, whatever division with the first, because I wasn't able to nurse him, was so much more equal than with the second, who I was nursing, just because, okay, the baby wakes up in the middle of the night. Yeah, he can go, he can help change a diaper, he can bring the child to me, whatever. But I'm the one who's feeding this child around the clock, right? I mean, it's why women get maternity leave. Men, some companies now are giving men paternity leave, but the max I've heard of is like a month. So
that's
enjoy your bonding in 4 weeks. So I think until that, from day one, right? I mean, go to the hospital. There's the bed for the mom, and what? Your husband can sleep on this chair that like goes like those flip chairs in college that we used to have. Like, until there's even an appropriate place for him to sleep, to be part of the bonding from the first second you're setting up this inequality.
Yeah, and it really does. It's like we have to give them a seat at the family table, so to speak, whatever that looks like for you, for them to be involved in the family table. I guess the other way of, I don't know, where I hit a wall is like, it's on the calendar. I wrote it down. It's on our shared Google family. And when he still asks me, where's the birthday party? I have now started to take a pause. And this morning I had to take a big pause because my kids woke up earlier and I wasn't really ready for the day. And I was like, I felt it. I felt the mom rage. It was at a simmer. She was climbing up a little bit. And I was like, you know what? Daddy's going to get you guys ready. Mommy needs a break. And I walked out. And I can't think clearly sometimes. And I'm sure other people feel the same way, is when we're doing it all the time. And you're just like, your taxi meter is running and you're going from place to place to place, and your 3 next things to do, you are not able to think clearly when your processor is like already working too hard.
Absolutely. And let me ask you a question. You stepped away. Did everything completely fall apart? Did the wheels come off? Did everything blow up in flames?
Yeah, and this is really like, this is the moment. Like, gather around, ladies. This is my recommendation. Sometimes you just got to walk away, take that break, and 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, like whatever you can get away with. Like, even if you don't have another adult in the home and you have small children, like, park them in front of the TV for 5 minutes, get in the bathroom, lock the door, and breathe. Because if you can't even, like, bring yourself from a boil to a simmer, you're not going to fix all these bigger systemic things that are going on. I think it's going to take a lot of time and like multiple trial and errors to get from like I am so burnt out and like tired of momming all the time to I enjoy some aspects of momming. My husband and I have this conversation all the time. He's like, sometimes it seems like you don't want to really be here. And I'm like, you know what? Sometimes I don't. I want to be doing the things that I find intellectually stimulating or enjoyable today, right now. And it's not watching, I don't know, Encanto for the 15th time. Like, I don't want
Do you mean? No, I do. I remember when I was like a baby social worker and I had a client who came in the first session and I asked her, what are you coming in for? Whatever. And she looked me like right in my eyes and said, I want to get on a bicycle. I don't know why she said a bicycle, faster modes of transportation, but I want to get on a bicycle and I just want to ride off. I'm going to ride off and not come back. And she had 2 small kids. That has stuck with me. I think I might have had a baby then. Maybe I had a baby at home. And I'm like, that's interesting. And we did a lot of work of like relaxation techniques and stuff. Look, as a therapist, you deal with a lot of people going through stuff that you've never been through and you do the best you can. Believe I would have absolutely worked with her differently now because I would have been like, bicycle for 2. Let's go, because I understand, right? I think all moms get it, that there are times where like you just said, I need to step out. The problem is, I believe that there are so many moms who aren't doing what you just did that let me just step out. Let me take a moment because it's easier to come down when, if you're on a scale of 0 to 10, when you're feeling that 6 and it's like, oh, this is uncomfortable. Let me come down now. Even a 5, a 4 is manageable. By the time you get to a 10, you step out for a minute. That's doing nothing. You need more of that break. One of the things that I use it and I tell the same thing with my clients is get a really good pair of noise canceling headphones and not those little ones, little dinky ones. We're talking look like that's an airplane, right? Put them on at the end of the day. It's been a long day. You're tired. If you're making dinner, if you're ordering dinner, I don't care what you're doing. You don't even have to listen to anything, right? If you have an audiobook, great. Music, great. But just having the noise go down a notch or like 10 and that sensory overload. And I tell my kids, if you see mom wearing her headphones, that means I can't hear you. Come over, tap me on the shoulder, and you can have my attention. But it also is like, only come to me if it's really, really important, because that means I'm feeling overwhelmed, and let them know. I mean, my kids are older, so I can communicate that to them. But we have to take those moments for ourselves before we get to a 10, right? Are you feeling at a 5? You're feeling at a 6? That's your signal for a timeout.
Yeah. And I think, this concept of burnout, overload, overwhelm, it shows up a lot in parenting, in our professional places too. And why aren't people or moms taking those breaks is I don't think they know that they can, and they're not validated to. So it's okay. Like, it's completely human to say, this is too much, or I need a minute, I need a break. And then those little micro breaks, just consistently going from like a 6 to a 4 will then like feel so much better. And then you might have these like moments where you're like, you know what, this is a system that's not working. I want to change it. Case in point, I wake up earlier than my kids so that I can like make lunches, have breakfast set up, like all the things before they wake up. And I've been doing this for years. My kids are 5 and 3. This morning, they woke up too early and I piece of pot of pasta on the stove that burnt because they had to go upstairs and this and I created more work for myself. And I was like, you know what? If I'm waking up early, I'm going to just take this time for myself. And then when they wake up, they can watch me make lunch and then they can participate. And it's going to feel weird, awkward, and messy for a while. But like, I want them to get to a place where they can make their own lunch. Like, if my kids can operate my iPhone, they can figure out how to pack a lunchbox, you know?
Yes. And also shortcut. I think just because we can do something doesn't mean we need to, or we have to, or we should.